recording has started.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with another episode of SoundJack's Rambles. And today I'm joined by Alyssa.
Hi.
And first time on the podcast in a while, Potter.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I got pasta, I got chicken and pasta, and Parmesan cheese, so I'm all good.
Of course you got that Parmesan cheese.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of course you do. But yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, it's been a while for Potter to actually be physically present on the podcast, but he has been helping us out in the previous parts of this best Pokemon bracket that we've got going on. If you haven't seen the previous 2 parts, you should go check them out. We explain a bit more of how we devised this bracket system up in those parts. But this round will be the last 3 rounds. So we've got 4 battles in this current round, and then we'll have the semifinals, and then the finals, as well as figuring out who would end up in 3rd place. So 8 battles to go, but we have a lot of very good Pokemon in this round.
Lots of good ones.
Yes.
Also, I just want to say, I think it's really funny how Gen 7 is overwhelmingly represented, despite the fact that Gen 7 doesn't have that many Pokemon in it in comparison to other generations. So
Yeah.
I just find that kind of interesting. Absolutely no Gen 1 Pokemon in this final round, in these final rounds, which is quite interesting too.
No Gen 1, no Gen 4, no 5 or 6. It's literally Gen 3.
Galvan is Gen 5.
Oh, so... wait, sorry, yes. Sorry, so... But yeah, we got
Gen 3, we got Gen 5, we got Gen 7. Just the odd ones. No
and
evens.
we got Gen 2.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Quagsire is Gen 2. So,
yes.
1 and 6, 1, 4, and 6, they just suck overall.
Yeah.
Those generations, absolute trash.
Absolute.
Well, 2, 3, and 7, the only valid generations. Hashtag don't at me.
Please check your listener ratings before and after this episode. I would love to be able to slide down that line.
No, I mean, hopefully the viewer rating listenings will go up. Not a lot of people listen to the podcast, except for the Steven Universe podcast was it that got 60 some listens?
Yeah, no, we got a lot of people who checked out the Steven Universe one. We really captured that YouTube algorithm right there. Yes,
we did.
So, all right. Well, anyway.
Yeah, let's get started. Alyssa, what is the first bracket in this round?
First bracket in this round is Pyukumuku versus Deoxys.
Okay.
I love how Pyukumuku has gone up against the most formidable foes, and now it is up against one of its most formidable foes yet. So, Michael, who is your vote for who should move on in this battle?
I went for Deoxys.
I also went for Deoxys.
Who did you go for?
The fucking sea sponge of death. Are you kidding me with a space virus?
Oh, damn!
Is everything that Wobbuffet wishes it was.
Oh,
better.
Dang! Wobbuffet's getting called out.
It is, because, it's got counter, it's got, miracle, whatnot. But what it really has is it has unaware, which makes it incredibly deadly. Because regardless of whether you balance it on defense or special defense, you are able to trap someone in with block, soak them if they're a poison type, toxic them, and then use recover or rest to be able to keep them trapped, all while you're looking at its cute little face of death.
You know what? That's a pretty solid argument right there.
That is a very solid argument. Honestly, even though like it. Even though I say Deoxys, it was still like maybe Pyukumuku, at least like 60. I think it's like a 60-40 split for me on this one, honestly.
Right,
Yeah.
well, I guess it depends on the Deoxys form, right? Because if it's Deoxys attack and it uses Psycho Boost or whatever, you could just recover. Right. But if it's defense form and you use Toxic and you don't have anything to get rid of the poison, then you're dead.
Yeah.
I love how you're approaching this so much through like a battle strat perspective. It's so funny.
And we're just like our personal experiences and how we like the designs and whatnot. Like literally Pidgey made it past the first round.
Fuck that bird.
Because
I will say Pyukumuku makes a better plush. I have a Pyukumuku plush on my desk at work.
Pyukumuku is a very cute Pokemon. I think and it also is very threatening in the competitive scene as well. And as I've said before, I think it's probably one of the best ways they've ever made like a sea sponge. Like sea sponges, you could have just done like given it the Geodude treatment, you know, like give it like
other times Pokemon's made a sea sponge.
Oh no, yeah, it's a unique way to do a sea sponge, or they did a really good job making a sea sponge an interesting Pokemon, and it's just, I guess, so the reason why I went with Deoxys is mostly because of a personal attachment. It's really cool, legendary. You know, as someone who played a lot of Gen 3, it was always really interesting. I confess that part of my reasoning is also because that theme song is just so good. Like,
yeah.
I keep talking about it. Every time Deoxys comes up, it's always like, that theme song. If you haven't listened to the Deoxys theme song in a while, please do. It's such a banger. I love it so much. And I think Deoxys should get some points.
Music was amazing.
And for me, like the Destiny Deoxys movie was one of the ones that I watched the most, and just like the fact it's an alien, it's got these different forms. It's just so cool, and especially then when you get, and like it was annoying to try to get in like Gen 3, but when Gen 6 rolled around, and it's like, hi, this mythical Pokemon is now part of a post-story event. That was friggin' dope. It was great. Also, can I talk about how Deoxys is basically a crystal gem?
You're gonna lose me on this one.
What? Because it's a space rock alien?
It's a space rock alien. Its body seems to be a projection of light. It can change its shape at will. It is able to make copies of itself.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I guess maybe it is a crystal gem.
It goes into its gem to regenerate and recover.
Mm-hmm.
Too severely damaged.
You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Pyukumuku has a fist that comes out of it.
Oh, right, yeah, because does sea cucumbers have... Hold on.
Wait, does that mean that it's really good at fisting? No one got that? Okay, fine.
And Potter has left the call.
Oh no, Potter, come back. Come back.
Come back.
Come back, Potter, please. I'm sorry. I won't make any weird jokes again. I promise.
How dare you?
I feel like we may just have to cut this small section out.
Alyssa, I all jokes aside, I'm so proud of you. Never change.
You know what? Sometimes, you know, I accept your pride. I'm glad. I'm happy.
Okay. But does anyone want to change their stance on Pyukumuku or Deoxys?
That's oh no.
You can fall asleep holding Pyukumuku, But if you fall asleep with Deoxys, it'll just like in the middle of the night you wake up and its eyes will be staring at you and it'll make the noise. Do you want the noise in the morning, Alyssa?
Are you working on the which one would I rather have as my companion? Like logic?
No. This ain't some Gardevoir Rule 34 crap. No, I'm talking.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant like a pet. Oh my god. Or like a roommate. Jesus.
Comment of Pyukumuku being a portable fisting machine.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna say Deoxys one and move on from this conversation.
Oh my god. Bringing Potter on this podcast was a mistake. But the best kind of mistake, okay? Like the kind of mistake that somehow also sees a lot of returns, you know? It's like penicillin or the invention of of Post-it notes, like the temporary stick. Like those like accidental inventions. That's what this is.
So I'm just only of temporary use, and then once you're done with me, in the trash I go.
No, I was saying it's like an accident that also is really good. You know?
It's never been confirmed whether or not my parents meant to have me, so.
Oh my god. Holy god. Oh shit. I hope you okay. Oh my god. Holy. Why don't we have Potter on this podcast more often?
I would love to be. I think Pyukumuku lost that round.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. But it lost valiantly. And it'll still wreak havoc in the competitive scene, so Pyukumuku moves
lost
on.
with dignity, but is now going to hang out with Ditto in the daycare.
There you go.
Alright, Deoxys moves on. Our next competition is Palossand versus Lurantis. So, those boys.
Michael, what are your thoughts? Initial thought.
Palossand.
How did I know you were going to pick Palossand? How did I know? I knew it.
Because I love my spoopy boys.
I know. You love your spoopy boys. How about you, Potter? Who are you gunning for this round?
Palossand.
Oh, damn. I'm repping for Lurantis. I got a tough rep fight.
All right. What about your grass mantis here? What's going on?
So, okay. I really like insects. Now I know that Lurantis isn't technically a bug type and is technically a grass in the shape of a praying mantis, but it's still.
You're right. I just realized that.
It's based on a real life mantis that looks like an orchid.
Yes, it's based on the orchid mantis, so therefore it's still kind of a bug. So it fits in my category. It fits within my love. I mean, obviously spiders are more my homeboys. But I still really like bug type, or like bugs, insect shaped things, because he always makes really interesting designs. And I just think Lurantis is so interesting. And also part of the reason why I really like part of the reason why Lurantis sticks with me is, again, as we've mentioned before on this podcast, but I'll say it again, mostly for Potter's benefit, is that friggin' trial from Sun and Moon with the Lurantis Totem Lurantis. That fight was brutal, and it's just really that fight that like kind of does it for me. Palossand, like, it's cool, but like I don't think it had a sort of show-stopping cool moment like that. So it really, for me, I like Palossand and Lurantis' designs fairly equally, and I'm about as familiar with them in competitive play, like, equally. So for that reason, Lurantis kind of came out on top because of that sort of intense fight I had with it in Sun and Moon. So that's my reasoning. What about you folks? Why does Palossand take it? And why does Lurantis need to bite the dust? Or the sand, in this case.
Another one bites the sand. I still just this one is also hard because I've exalted the praises of both of these. Basically, the only reason why I'm leaning Palossand is because spoopiness.
All right. Well, in that case, I think I got you.
Okay.
I think I got you. And I said a little bit about this when you guys asked me my opinion about Palossand before. I looked into Palossand. It is a monster. It can swallow people whole. Yep. And its possession of sand is for that purpose. Palossand was identified as a sand creature, but it's really just a ghost of possession that could, I think, possess anything it wants to. And it possessed sand because then it can swallow people and children who are playing on the beach.
Mm-hmm. I mean, according to how the Pokedex talks about it, it seems to be whatever spirit is controlling the sand is resided within the shovel on its head.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to get it's I was confusing it with Sandy Gust. It uses the shovel to try to mind control people to get more sand for it so it can grow big and evolve into a Palossand. But yeah, also Palossand is just kind of metal because there's official artwork of it killing a Pikachu.
What?
It is intense.
Yeah, when it was first revealed on the official Pokemon website, they were talking about like how Palossand steals the soul of anything that it swallows. And
goodness gracious.
It's literally just spinning in a circle. It's like a sand trap, and its mouth is open, and there's just a Pikachu with crossed out eyes on it going down.
I'm looking at it right now. This is terrifying.
Yup.
Yep.
It's like a black hole before Guzzlord.
So, and it can grow to like any size it wants to. So I'm gonna go with Palossand for the reason that it is probably the most kick ghost type that I know of. And yes, I'm all for Lurantis and its contrary ability. I think it's a better contrary user than Superior, personally, because it has access
contrary?
to superpower.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it knows Leaf Storm and Superpower. So the only thing it can't boost is its defense. I think it has agility. So I am all for Lurantis, but in terms of Palossand is just a completely different level that Lurantis cannot compete with. And I don't mean that from a battle perspective, because Lurantis kicks Palossand in battle, but just as a general thing, Palossand is way more terrifying.
All right, well, I will concede defeat again. Actually, no, not again. I'm sorry.
Had to concede defeat last time.
So I will concede defeat. Just this once. All right. So Lurantis, Palossand moves on.
Yep.
Palossand moves on.
Don't
Lurantis.
try fudging the numbers.
I'm not, I promise. Okay. So now, the next round, the hardest one for me, is Galvan, Chula versus Quagsire. This is like choosing between my two sons that I love very much.
Yes.
And it's like, well, technically my son and my daughter, actually, but like, still.
Yes, because DJ Doa was a girl.
Yes. So, this was so hard. I'm still so upset about my choice, if only because I had to choose.
Yeah. Potter, why don't you go first?
Yeah, you're the odd duck here. You don't have
my odd duckness would be more from a battling perspective, since I didn't really watch the show consistently since probably Gen 3. But if you build a Galvantula correctly, in my mind, it knows Energy Ball, which will destroy Quagsire. But Bug Buzz wouldn't do all that well. However, in terms of roles, Galvantula has the role of setter as well as choicer with Volt Switch and Thunder with Thunder because of Compound Eyes, which ups the accuracy of moves by like some
30%.
Yeah, 30%. Okay.
So it's not perfect Thunder accuracy, but it's like greater than 90%, I believe.
Right. But on the other hand, Quagsire, speaking of unaware, it has damp, water absorb, and unaware, which allows it to be a pretty strong wall, other than Kartana, who also kills another unaware user, Clefable.
Yeah.
So in terms of roles that you can play, and in terms of usefulness in the meta, I'll go Galvantula.
Oh, dang.
Okay.
All right,
so
Michael.
You guys feel free to talk it out, and maybe I'll change my mind, but that's currently where I'm standing.
All right. Michael, what are your thoughts?
I have written down an answer, but I don't know.
Oh my god. So
Potter, I think we need to explain to Potter why we're having such difficulty.
Yeah, so in case you don't know, both for people listening to this and also for Potter's sake, we play through Pokemon Coliseum on our gaming channel, and one of our breakout star Pokemon on our team was a Quagsire that we had. Her name was Doa, and we actually had a whole bit about her and the Entei we had our team being part of a rap duo called Hottie and DJ Doa. And we have like an album. We actually made we constructed a whole thing where our team was like basically a rap studio or music studio, and it was like a whole bit we had basically.
There's a whole bit, but Doa was one of our best Pokemon on that team.
Oh yeah, she was great. She was really strong, solid defenses. She had a really solid moveset. And very, very strong. So
we built the team around her because she had Earthquake, and we bought all of the protects we could to teach them to everyone else.
Yeah. So because of that, I think Michael and I have a very strong personal attachment to Quagsire. I think this would be. I feel like personally, as much as I liked Quagsire before Pokemon Coliseum, and if you watched those episodes, you'd know that when I first found out you could catch one, I was like, oh my god, we gotta get one, because Quagsire is really solid, and Water Grass is such a solid typing, or Water Ground, I mean, so I do like Quagsire a lot, like in a general sense, but I do think that if I were to remove my personal attachment to that specific Quagsire and like not put it in the equation at all, I would probably go with Galvantula as well. Just because I love spiders. Galvantula is super awesome. I have such a great fondness for the Gen 5 bug types, because that was the generation where bug types really became like serious, in the sense that like, but you could have a bug type on your team and it wouldn't be like a bad thing. Well, Scizor and Pinsir and
to your point, Alyssa, bug types were always seen as, hey, it's something you can get early on in the game, evolve quickly, and then ditch once you get to like the third or so gym.
Yeah, they were very good, easy like starter mons, but like it was very rare for someone to have, say, like they had this strong bug on their team before Gen 5. Gen 5 is really where you could have had like a Scolipede or a Volcarona on your team, and it was like totally reasonable because those Pokemon are actually legit strong. And I think that trend has continued into the previous generations. We've had a lot of bug types that have come in that have been super powerful, like Rabombi, like Araquanid, my one true love. Volcarona still, but that's Gen 5. I was Volcarona, Scolipede, all of those guys are really powerful, and so for that reason, I think Galvantula to me is really important, because it's one of those Pokemon that really like gave bug types respect.
Yeah.
So.
And okay, I feel better because the response I had written down was Galvan Chula.
Okay.
So.
I mean, like, look, I feel.
I remember so fondly of playing through the game with Galvantula and it being one of my main mons in that gen.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Superior, Galvantula, Excadrill, Chandelure, and I feel bad that I'm not remembering the other two off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. Did you have like a fire? Oh no, did you have a fire type on that team? It's Chandelure, you said that.
Yeah.
What about like a flying type, maybe?
I don't remember. It's been a while, so.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like honestly, the only reason why, like, cause like I wrote down Quagsire initially, and again mostly because DJ Doa. Like that's really the only reason, because I was like, she was so great. She was such a star. How can I vote against her? Even though I love Galvantula and it's my brand and my boy, like, I don't know if I've had a Galvantula personally on my team or, like, anything like that I have such a personal attachment to. So I guess the way I would phrase it is, in terms of, like, overall, both in terms of concept, utility, and like just on a base level liking of the design and everything, without like removing individual Pokemon that I've had on my team, I would say Galvantula beats Quagsire for me. But DJ Doa was such a great Pokemon individually that it kind of makes up for that a lot. So that's kind of been my sticking point. But like if Galvantula wins, I don't think that would be a bad thing. Like, I think Galvantula definitely deserves it, and I think, you know, DJ Doa went out with a good fight, and DJ Doa, you know, doesn't represent. DJ Doa is one of many Quagsires, and I guess we can think of this as like Quagsire as a whole. So
yeah,
I don't know. This is why it's so tough.
Yeah.
So
yes.
you both. But if you both did you both go for Galvantula then? You're like solid on that one. Same with you,
yes.
Potter.
Yep.
All right, so I guess Quagsire is DJ Doa's tossing in the. She's retiring early.
DJ Doa's leaving the building.
She
what
is
a
leaving the building.
Quagmire.
Galvantula moves on.
Fired sire.
Oh man. Alright, so now our last bracket before the semifinals, we got Kirlia versus Oricorio. This is a really interesting matchup. And I'm interested to see where you guys fall on it. And I think Kirlia is the only Pokemon on this list that is not fully evolved. So correct. I think that's also very interesting. I was afraid. I was hoping, honestly, that there would be because like I think it's really easy for in this kind of matchup for a lot of the early to middle stage Pokemon getting like kind of swept under the rug and like immediately kicked out, because especially since competitively you can't really hold a candle to the fully evolved Pokemon. But I'm just really happy that Kirlia made it this far. So even if it loses, I'm very proud of it. It beat the odds. Yeah. It went all the way as far as it did. And if it ends up getting the semifinals, I think that'll be awesome. If it ends up winning, that would be great. That would be a great I think that would be a real testament to how good.
Well, listen, don't kick yourself. Whichever of these two wins, you're voting for Galvantula.
God damn it! Wow, Michael.
Did she actually ask our opinions there, Mike? I don't think she did. She kind of did.
You're just like, this is a losing battle for you. You know that you're just talking them up only to put them down again.
Yep.
God damn it. Well, anyway.
All right, Mike, what do you think?
What do you think, Michael?
I went with Curlia.
Oh, okay. I'm actually kind of surprised. I was totally expecting you to go over Choreo, considering how much you've seemed to be voting for the Gen 7 mons in this round, but I'm interested to hear why you went. What? Oh yeah, and it's a quarter spoopy. So like, I'm very interested. Why did you go for Curlia on this one?
Well, genuinely, I just, the Ralts line is just so good. I'm just like, I know I've said great things about Oricorio, but when it comes to wanting to use one, I'd much rather use a Curlia over an Oricorio.
Okay, that's a good way to think of it.
Yeah, and like again, like the I love the different cultures that are in the designs of each of the forms for Oricorio, and how it changes forms is also very, very interesting. May have made more sense if like it couldn't change form, but like, you know, it's game mechanics, it's fine.
Right.
To be closer to like Darwin's finches and whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, no, Curlia.
Okay.
Like it more. I'm very intrigued by like its split evolution, and now that it's a fairy type and that it's in like the amorphous egg group instead of like the human like.
There was a very good reason they changed that. Back to my previous comment.
You know what? I hope that Gardevoir really needs to. She's like the Gardevoir is like the RC of Pokemon, right?
Yes.
Like yes. She needs, or he, they, yes. They need justice. They need to not be the victim of so many horny fans.
Yeah.
So Potter,
and I'm saying I'm not one of those horny fans for Gardevoir. I'm just like, it's a really good Pokemon.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I think I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
What about you, Potter? Where's your?
Felt like I need to clarify because it could be construed that way, unfortunately.
No, I understand. Yeah. Thank you for the clarification. Yeah. Potter, what are your thoughts on Curlia versus Oricorio?
I think it's interesting that half the conversation that you guys just had was not on Curlia. It was on Gardevoir. It was in without mentioning it, Galate. Right. I think that if it was one of those two on this list, then great. But that's not the case. I think it's cool that you can have a male or female Curlia just like you can have a male or female Gardevoir. I think that Oricorio's importance to the Alolan region and the culture is, battle Oricorio wins. But in terms of cultural and, the TV show and everything, I have to go with Oricorio.
Okay.
Gardevoir and Glade and Mike, this, Glade is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
And Glade, Lucario, and Pyukumuku and Volbeat are like my top. But I still got to go with Oricorio because that cultural importance, because of its ability dancer, and its ability to change all those forms, which is interesting because if you look at something like a Galarian form or a Alolan form, those are not forms that can change. Yeah. These are forms like a Rotom form that can change. Mm-hmm. But you have a lot more freedom within that form change than, say, Rotom.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's who I'm going with here.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't definitively say which one I went with on this one. But I because one of the reasons why I think Curly went as far as it did was because I think in terms of middle stages, like within the middle stage, all the middle stages, I think just on its own, it's a very solid one. Like, I think a lot of times middle stages get kind of a bad rap. Like, they're kind of like they're kind of the transition period between, because the base stage is always like really cute, so people kind of vote for it that way. There's Little Cup, so there's a whole competitive scene around.
Ralts is adorable.
Oh, Ralts is cute
as
hell. But like, basically, like, there's a lot of people will go to bat for early stages right off the beat. And then, final stages get a lot of love too, because they're very strong. They have a lot of competition. It's kind of the final state. It's kind of the peak of the whole evolution line, like it's its final form basically. So I think a lot of people sort of view if the final stage is really crappy, I think a lot of people tend to like the other stages get dragged down with it if the final stage is a bad one, or ones that people don't like. The middle stage is kind of like the middle child, it's they're just kind of get lost in the shuffle. They're not cute and adorable like the middle younger one, but they're not like imposing and strong like the older one. So it's just kind of they're just kind of in the awkward middle stage, like hi, I'm here. So for me, I think that amongst the, like, Curly is a really good example of a mon that to me kind of is just solidly on its own is a really good middle stage. Like, I think design wise it's really good. I think it has elements from both the cuter, more, it still has sort of the delicacy of Ralts, but it also sort of hints towards the more matureness of the other mods. And I think it's also, you could also totally buy that it turns into Gallade or Gardevoir. Mm-hmm. Despite the fact that Gallade was a post hoc addition rather than something that was initially part of the line. So that's really interesting to me, and I like that a lot. Do I know if Curlia is my favorite middle stage? I have no idea. I haven't actually thought too much about what my favorite middle stage Pokemon is, if I have one, but I do think it is one of the better ones. So I think that's why I've rooted for it so long. However, despite all that, I do think I'm probably still going to go for Oricorio, if only because I do think that a lot of my liking, as you said with Potter before, that a lot of my defense and my like for Curlia is more based on its line rather than it as an individual, which is sad because, like I've just said about middle stages, like I think I do want to give a middle stage kind of a spotlight because I think they deserve it. But you know what? Like I've said, Curlia went far, and I think it deserves a pat on the back for as far as it went. I think it's a testament to how good of a design it is.
And I'm okay with that.
Great. Okay. So Oricorio moves on, and Curlia retires to her dance studio. All right. So now I shall send you guys our semifinals. We're getting down to the wire here. Oh boy. This is going to be a tough fight. What? Hello?
What?
Oh, okay.
Hi.
I thought I heard someone snickering, and I was like, is what I'm saying funny? I guess it is. But anyway, so I'm so curious to see where this lands, how this lands.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that Michael was like, Galvan is winning the second one. But we'll see. That we won't know until it happens, if it happens. Yeah. So our first fight, we got Deoxys versus Palisand. So I guess in theory, Palisand would win this one if it was just a neck and neck fight, right? Because it's a ghost type.
Yeah, in theory.
But in practice, who would win? Let's see. This is so.
I still say Palisand.
You're going for Palisand, okay?
Yes.
Oof. Palossand, yeah, Palossand is a terrifying beast of nature. Oh boy. Man, you know, so what about, so I'm really curious, Michael. So you're going for Palossand. I guess, like, so is it because of the spoopy thing and like all the other stuff we've said before? Is there anything new about Palossand that would make it better than Deoxys specifically, or is it just you don't have as much attachment to Deoxys?
Like I said, I have a lot of like for Deoxys. Like I said, with the Deoxys movie and the fun you had with in the Delta episode,
right?
But I know when it first came out, I had difficulty getting Deoxys.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even sure if I did get Deoxys in Gen 3. I think I might have had to wait till Gen 4 when an event happened or something. But I just remember being aware of Palossand, and I'm like, yes, I am catching this. I'm going to find a Sandygast. I'm going to get that Palossand. Hello?
Hi, I'm
Hi.
here.
Okay.
No, that sounds really good.
I laugh, and this is something with what happened when Alyssa started talking. I laugh when I find things like relevant to my feelings, and I 110% wanted the Sandygast.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sandygast is really cute. So I think I'm actually gonna go with Deoxys on this one.
Okay.
As much as I like Sandygast and Palossand, I think I just have a more personal attachment to Deoxys. I think it looks cooler. DNA and aliens and science are all part of what I like, and I think Deoxys is such an interesting way to sort of visualize the concept of DNA.
Stop lying, Alyssa. It's just because of the song.
Look, that song slaps, okay? Like it's top freaking tier in terms of legendary themes, all right?
What did you just say? It what?
It slaps. The song slaps. You know, like it's good. It's good. It's good.
What era are you from? What? I've never heard that before.
It's modern day.
It's a slang word. Look, anyway. My point is that the song is really good, okay? Like amongst the pantheon of legendary themes, Deoxys is like up there for me. Am I the only one who agrees on that one? Like,
I mean, the favorite battle music I've ever had is Rayquaza's. So
Rayquaza's theme is also like excellent. Okay. Like I don't know which one's my favorite overall, but I'd say Deoxys is definitely like top 3 or even top 5 or top 3 for me in terms of legendary themes. It's really good. But even without the song, I still think Deoxys is a really great, interesting, and cool Pokemon. I guess battling wise, it's not like the best in Ubers. It kind of gets outclassed by like Mewtwo and Jirachi. Man, imagine Deoxys getting outclassed by Jirachi is like that like oh, what is it like? I don't know what it's like, but it's very. I find it very amusing because here you got this like very imposing alien versus this cute little fairy thing. It's not a fairy type, but it's a fairy thing, and the fairy thing is stronger and more versatile than the imposing alien. I just find that very funny and ironic. So I guess if I injected like amongst the Ubers, is it good? I guess Deoxys is kind of on like the lower rung on it. I mean, I guess it depends on which form you're using, but it's not like as useful as like, I don't know, Primal Groudon or Arceus, who has all those freaking forms and really good base stats. Doesn't have a Mega like Mewtwo. It's not like the Latias or the Lati twins, the Latis, as it were. So I guess maybe in the battling sphere, Deoxys is kind of doesn't live up to itself. But I think in terms of its concept, its design, and yes, its music, I think it's solid, and I think I like it more than Palossand. But I do respect Palossand a lot, and I do not have any upset if it wins this round. So that's my piece.
Okay.
I rest my case. Potter, who tiebreaker? Who are you gonna go with?
I keep having this image in my head of Deoxys coming to Earth and searching for its partner and landing on the beach, and Palossand appearing, and Deoxys blasting it away, and then it reappearing underneath it and swallowing it whole, and forever using its gem in the center of its chest as an energy source. So I'm gonna go with Palossand.
Michael, can I just say, in the future, if we ever do this something like this again, we need to bring this man on this podcast because he has the weirdest things, and
from
it's
the
amazing.
first round, from the very beginning.
From the very beginning, it'll be a really long podcast, but I think it'll be worth it. You know, it's that long, slow burn that everyone loves.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, anyway, so I guess that means that Deoxys gets absolutely slaughtered. Any other reasoning on this one, Potter, or is what you said?
It eats everything. It can absorb anything, possess anything, suck the soul out of anything, and even if Deoxys doesn't have a soul, who knows? Because what can really Deoxys do? The whole thing with Rayquaza or Quagsire or Rayquaza or whatever, and Deoxys is the fact that Deoxys can regenerate. And I think Rayquaza got tired, man. It just had to keep flying around and blasting the thing, and it kept regenerating over and over and over again. But if Deoxys had to physically battle Palossand, I don't think that Deoxys' power, although great, would do much against it.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So Palossand moves on. Deoxys. Oops. Sorry, I accidentally pressed enter. Hold on. Palossand moves on. Deoxys goes into the battle for third place. It'll be fighting for that bronze. All right.
Yes.
So our next one is going to be Galvantula versus Oricorio. Now, since you all clearly know which one I'm going for, why don't you two go first? I'll save my vote for last.
Who are you voting for?
I'm gonna. This is an easier one for me than last round. I'm gonna go Oricorio. Again, its cultural relevance is just incredible for the Alolan region. And Galvantula, although it's very speedy and it gives bug types a fantastic name, and its special attack is also great in Compound Eyes. It is one of the premier users of both its types. I'm still going to have to go with Oricorio. Outside of battle, we're just talking straight battle Galvantula. But outside of battle, in terms of the general universe, Oricorio.
Okay. Michael.
I went Galvantula.
The spiders reign free! Yay! But why don't you explain yourself here? I'm interested.
Again, Oricorio, I love the design, inspiration, and origin, and all of the importance to the region. But Galvantula's just so good. He's such a good boy.
And thus, the spiders reign free. All right. I think my vote's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
You don't become the spider girl and not vote for Galvantula. It's just you just can't. Anyway.
When did you earn that moniker?
I don't know. I have no idea.
When she worked in the science lab for an entire year studying how spiders have sex.
No, specifically if they get angry enough during sex to eat each other. But, you know, it's another story.
Specifically.
But you still have to observe a lot of spiders having sex.
Yes, I did.
For a year.
I did do that. That is the thing that I did. Well, anyway, so now before we get to the finale fight, we're gonna go to our third place fight between Deoxys and Oricorio.
Okay.
All right, for third place, who is the bronze winner of this whole thing? The third best Pokemon in the entire Pokedex. Who's it gonna be?
Alyssa
Deoxys or Oricorio? Yeah.
You go first.
You know, this is so tough. Because on one hand, all the things I've said about Deoxys, and I've been rooting for Deoxys this whole freaking time.
Yeah.
But like Oricorio is still really neat, and I think I haven't been singing Oricorio's praises as much. And again, as a science geek, I think it's the way in which it represents a very specific bird, and sort of like the individual like kind of ways in which it the way it's the specificity of its individual islands sort of reflects kind of how specific evolution can be, and like all that stuff. And then there's also just all the different dances that it represents is also really neat. And it's really cool to see like the same base Pokemon have these very different 4 elegant forms that all kind of look really unique and sort of mesh in with the rest of the game. So I think from a design perspective, I think Oricorio and how it meshes in with everything is really, really solid, and I do appreciate it a lot. And it's so tough because like I respect Oricorio so much, but I also respect Deoxys so much, and god damn it, that theme song again! I can't vote against that.
So Deoxys.
Is this weird? Is it weird that I'm just like dad theme song though?
I don't think so.
Oh boy. Look, I don't know. It's so tough. You guys take this from me. I can't.
Potter.
It's
me exactly. It's like who is better?
If the designers decided to explore the space aspect of Pokemon's origins and in the like more, I might go with Deoxys, because they mentioned, oh hey, Pokemon just like came in, all were chilling like on a bus ride style meteorite that crashed into Earth, and Mount Moon was born, and for some reason it only affects Clefable, which is like a very, very small problem I should have with this entire issue of Pokemon origins, but whatever. They then went into like interdimensionals and yada yada yada. I think that Oricorio means so much more to the series, and even though it's just debuted the most recent generation, I still think that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Oricorio.
Damn. All right, Michael. Since I'm very indecisive in this one particular round, I'm interested to see where you go.
My vote was going to be for Deoxys.
Damn it! I have to be the tiebreaker. No.
Yeah.
Okay, why Deoxys though? Maybe I can convince you.
A lot of the reasons why Alyssa was, like I mentioned the Deoxys movie before, and a lot of what Alyssa said because of the science and the space aspects, which I very much appreciate. And it's just so like I understand. My gut says Deoxys, so I'm staying with Deoxys. Even though I kind of want to vote for Oricorio, partially just so as we can say a legendary Pokemon did not make the top 3.
Yeah, right? Like, be like legendaries, you don't own us.
Yeah.
You might be legendaries, but you could still be, like, absolute garbage. Yeah. I'm looking at you. I'm trying to think of a legendary that absolutely sucks. Fion.
Yeah.
Fion got voted out real fast.
Oh, yeah.
It was in our first Potter, because you weren't there. It was in our first round.
And it was against Froakie, right?
It was against Froakie. We were both like Froakie. I mean, like, why would we not vote for Froakie?
What was this against Froakie?
Fion.
Fion would be my very, very last choice on this list, I think.
Know.
So I'm fine.
So we were both like, what? Yeah, of course Froakie's winning. Like, why would we ever pick Fion? So, like, yeah, this is so tough. Like, considering how much I've talked about Deoxys. Okay, you know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna go with Oricorio on this one. If only because since it's just the theme song that I've been talking up, I feel like that's not, while it's connected to Deoxys, it's not actually like Deoxys itself. And I mean, I do like Deoxys itself, but I do agree that I think Oricorio's design kind of deserves it. Whereas, like, but I love Deoxys. I love its theme song. Its theme song is great. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking about his theme song. Imagine someone listening to this podcast who's never heard of Pokemon, and she's like, man, this song must be amazing if she's talking up so much. And then they listen to it, they're like, okay, it's great, but, like, I don't know what she means. So, maybe me letting it not win, it will put the theme song back in its place. So
Okay.
So yeah, Oricorio.
I respect that decision.
Great. So Oricorio is our third place winner. Legendaries forever suck. Oops. All right. So now we got Palisade. Our final battle for all the marbles. We got Palisade versus Galvantula. This is the ultimate fight. These are, when you imagine, when you picture in your head, someone says, who is the best Pokemon? Did you think you'd be fighting between these two specifically? I bet the answer was yes, because these are undeniably cream of the crop, as we have established through this long process. In a very objective, scientific way. So,
absolutely.
Who are we going for? Who's gonna take it? I guess I'll go first.
Yes.
I'm voting, to the shock of no one, Galvantula, because my spider boy, I want a spider to win so bad. You have no idea. Okay, if this was a Arachnid, I would be fighting to the death for my boy to win. But since this is since this is Galvantula, this is like I'm not necessarily fighting to the death. I might be fighting for I might be willing to mortally wound myself. Not mortally wound myself. Like maybe get like a deep scratch, like maybe a scratch that like leaves a scar, but like doesn't kill me, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Like maybe I'd be willing to like severely injure myself for Galvantula, but I wouldn't be willing to die for it. Does that make sense?
Sure.
In the spider pantheon.
You're bugging out on us, Alyssa.
Oh, am I coming in and out? Is that what you mean? Or
no, I said you're bugging out.
Oh yeah, I am. But like, so
funny.
Okay, but like spiders, awesome. It's a tarantula, which I think are really cool. A lot of people are freaked out by them, but I think they're really interesting. Excuse me. I think it's so solid. It has really good competitive reps. It's a Gen 5 bug type, as I've said before. They're really great. And I just have so many mad respects for Galvantula. So it takes my vote, no questions. And I think my reasoning is pretty self-explanatory, but I think Palisade is definitely worthy of it. Not as much as Galvantula, but definitely, if it wins, I'll accept it. Begrudgingly, but I'll accept it.
Do you want to go, Mike? Do you want me to go?
I want you to go.
You know, I appreciate Galvantula. I appreciate what it brings to both typings. I think it's one of the best electric types and probably the best bug type, I'll argue.
Oh, dang, even better than, like, Volcarona or Scizor?
Yeah. Well, I'd say so. I mean, its claim to fame is Quiver Dance, but, you know, one Acela Rock and you're done.
Fair point.
You know, it used to be a lot more relevant than it is today. So I will go with Palisand because I think that it's way more deadlier of a force in terms of cultural relevance. I don't know of Galvantula having any. Palisand probably has a lot since, I don't know, it eats people. Probably has a pretty big one. But you know, I've said my piece, but Palisand.
Okay. All right, Michael, you're the tiebreaker. Who's it gonna be?
You're spoopy. You're spoopy.
I'm legitimately like looking up their Pokedex entries on Bulbapedia to see which entices me more, like their stats.
Oh my god. Yeah. I imagine this is going to be the breaking point for you. This was going to be the one where you're like, ugh.
Okay, hold up. But like, okay, but look at Palisand, like its Pokedex entries, and Galvantula, if you look at its stats, is pretty insane. There's no lie about that. Okay, let's look this over. So,
Hold on. Okay.
All right. Jeez.
Sorry, I just came to my answer when you just said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I am going to go with Palisand.
Yes!
No! The Spider Boys didn't reign.
I'm so sorry, Alyssa. I wanted to vote for it. But truly, like, I love both of these mons so much. They're
read it. Are you talking about its Sun entry of Pokedex?
Yeah.
Read it.
Possessed people controlled by this Pokemon transformed its sand mound into a castle. As it evolved, its power to curse grew ever stronger.
Holy
How badass is that?
And like
you could probably make a compelling horror film out of that setup.
All of Palisand's entries are the best, and all of Galvantula's are just talking about like how it makes electrified spider webs.
Fair.
And honestly, that's all I have to be a deciding factor for me because they're so good. Like literally, Galvantula is also only like 8 stat points below Palisand.
Well.
But then Galvantula also has its Compound Eyes ability where water compaction, while helpful, is not necessarily the greatest on Palisand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it makes sense why it would have a special ability that does that. But, like, how many water attacks are physical?
Not many.
Waterfall, Aqua Tail, Liquidation, Aqua Jet.
Oh, damn.
Dive.
I mean, like, there's certainly some, definitely some, but like, because like any water, I think, what is it? Is it any water attack will increase its defense? But
well, past Gen 4, because that's when the type, you know, water. I think water type was always special until then.
Oh yeah, but still, you do think of more when I mean, like there are a lot of good water type attacks, but there's also a lot of very good water type special attackers that I feel are more prevalent. And regardless, it will I mean its defense will increase from getting hit by any water attack. But it is also just not immune to the water attacks like some other Pokemon with those kinds of abilities are.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's only its defense. It's not going to help its special defense if it is getting attacked by a special water attack.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, I still say Palisand more.
Well,
by like just a hair. And like I love my spooky.
You know, it's worth you losing Alyssa. If it's worth you losing Alyssa, then it must mean a lot to you, man. Because
it's fine. I don't begrudge Palisand. I respect it. I understand your guys' reasoning. And I will take this winning gracefully. Or this losing gracefully, I mean. My defeat I will take gracefully.
Yeah.
And
if it was Araquanid, though, I would have gone for Araquanid.
Araquanid is boss! Okay, sorry.
I love just finding Piter in the wild and just being like, wait, what the hell is that? A new Pokemon? Oh, that's so cool.
And then it like gives hugs in its bubble. Like, excuse me, a spider with hugs of death, but they're still hugs.
Depending upon which
he kills
Pokedex
them with love. How can you not like a bug that does that?
Yeah.
Anyway, if Araquanid ever ends up on another thing we do, then I will sing its praises until I don't know. I will just continue to sing its praises. But for now, looks like Palisand is our crowned victor of the best Pokemon of this whole thing. So I guess objectively,
the best Pokemon of all time, determined by complete, absolute, positive fact and absolutely no randomization or use of opinion ever.
Yes, we did. We crunched the numbers. We sought out the scientists. We ran the data, and it turns out that Palisand basically swallowed up the competition and emerged the victor.
Yes,
and
yes,
now
it did.
Now it is just the one.
It is indeed.
And you know what? Galvantula second place, not bad. That's still I can live with that. I'm glad Galvantula got as far as it did.
Yes. I can live with that though. Yeah, with Galvantula in second.
Yeah.
But I hope you listeners out there enjoyed our little bracket fun here. If you did like this, please let us know. We may do more in the future if you did really enjoy it. But yeah. And get ready for Pokemon Sword and Shield. That will be coming onto our gaming channel, RDSJ Gaming, on the 18th, which is the Monday after the games come out.
Assuming everything goes right.
Yeah, assuming everything goes right. Like, I will be so sad if we don't get an episode up that day.
That would be really unfortunate.
I would be so sad.
Yeah, but please check that out if you want more Pokemon content. We've talked about Pokemon a bunch of other times on this podcast, with Potter as well, in a couple of them. So if you're interested, I think we've talked about pretty much all the Pokemon games that have come out over while this podcast has been running. So definitely check them out. I'm sure we also have that Pokemon Coliseum playthrough that we've been mentioning throughout this thing, so check that out too on the gaming channel.
See why we love DJ Doa so much.
And also, we will probably have an episode about that playthrough as well coming down the pipeline, so keep an eye out for that. But with all that said, Michael.
Yes.
Swings.
So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Alyssa, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at TheRationalDev.
And Potter, there's nowhere you want people to find you, right?
Not particularly.
Okay.
But if that changes, I will let you know.
Okay. All right. I figured.
Find Potter in a dumpster behind the Taco Bell.
Yes. But also, like we already talked about the RDSJ Gaming, but I will also mention, if you do want to help support the channel, you can check out my Ko-fi link in the description down below. I do have commissions open for toy photography as well as toy related comics. And you can check that out all down there. With that being said, thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack, Alyssa, and Potter signing off.
Don't find me in the dumpster.